Today is Friday, March 6, 2026. I'm Pastor Michael, and this is Wilderness Wanderings, an Advent edition on rest. Our scripture is Deuteronomy 5:21. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You shall not set your desire on your neighbor's house or land or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Last week I indicated that the Sabbath command introduces the last six. Rest is not just between us and God, but also provides space to love our neighbor. Today, let's consider a story in which a lack of Sabbath led to deadly consequences. It is the story of Naboth's vineyard in 1 Kings 21. This one is included among the stories concerning Elijah, whose task was to call the royal family to account. The top family in Israel had abandoned the Lord God to pursue Baal and Asherah. Covet is not used in the narrative, yet the story illustrates the nature of coveting and the ruin it brings to human society. Naboth is a small-time farmer whose land is his ancestral inheritance. This is property which God gave to his forefather when Israel entered the land of milk and honey. For generations, Naboth's ancestors have enjoyed the fruit of the land. They live contentedly on the Lord's gift to them. However, in our story, King Ahab has seen this vineyard. He set his eyes on it long enough for his heart to desire it. When he approaches Naboth to purchase it, the king is rebuffed. Ahab sees all property as tradable commodity. Everything is up for acquisition. There's always a price. But Naboth counters, "The Lord forbid that I should give you the inheritance of my ancestors." The king is reminded that God is involved in economic exchanges and has imposed limits. These limits ensure that those with power and money cannot keep acquiring at the expense of those with less influence and means. Further, in Deuteronomy 17, Israelite kings are instructed not to acquire lots of stuff, nor to consider themselves above the law. Ahab cares a little about this, but Queen Jezebel not at all. She implements a scheme that ends in Naboth's death, after which Ahab acquires what his heart desires. The story makes clear that coveting is not only a desire for someone's possession, it is also the active capacity to seize what one desires. The enormity of this abuse of power is evident in Elijah's judgment on the royal couple. Everything they have will be stripped from them, and they themselves will meet an ominous end. A society cannot survive if coveting rules the day. This passage invites us to explore our own hearts. We must regulate inner desires, ensuring that thoughts as well as actions are obedient to God. Excising the slightest feeling of covetousness that arises in the mind must be our first and only response to greed and envy. God calls us to secure a neighbor's property and rights from both active harm and inner selfish longing. That is good Sabbath work. This story allows us to stray into the political. When we elect our politicians, it is important that we consider their character as much as their platform. Greed at the top filters down. This story is a warning. As you journey on, hear Jesus' invitation. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls."